episode 18 of Waxing On with RJ. I'm Jake Jackson. This is Rich Jackson. We're back with some more picks for you. And today, as we're recording this, is Friday, November 24th, 2023. And today is Record Store Day, also Black Friday.
Record Store Day, Black Friday.
Yeah, Record Store Day, Black Friday.
Whatever, just made up thing.
and we participated in it. We're from the St. Louis area, so we went to a couple stores today, and we're going to show you off what we got. So, Rich, why don't you dive right into it? I believe the first store we went to was the Record Space, and that was an awesome shop. And show us what you got there.
Yeah, Record Space is a great punk, metal, horror, VHS place. I did a crossover with ATI there at that place and about some of the picks we got and highlights of the place. But today they had the regular Record Store Day releases that they always do on these events, plus discounts, and the discounts were nuts. It was 50% off classic rock, 40% off everything else, 30% off if it was brand new or whatever. CDs were half off, right?
Yeah. CDs were half off, I believe.
Yeah, tapes were 40. This is a really insane sale.
I didn't even get to look through the tapes.
I've kind of thumbed through. There was I thought about getting Kiss Animalized on tape because it looked like it was in good shape and a pretty old copy, but I didn't because I think it was after I already paid, maybe.
Well, I have several copies of that album, so I will give you one if you want it. So yeah, I'll give you one.
I'm embracing it. I'm going full hog on Kiss.
They're great.
After seeing those deals, I really wanted to go, especially to that location. And we went, first stop, and I found a lot of things I've been looking for probably I've been looking for this record for a long time, but it's Leatherface, Mush, released in 1991, one of my favorite punk albums ever. And old Shiv, he showed it to me a long time ago. I love it. I probably would have never heard of that band before.
Well, I never heard about them until today, so if my punk card's taken or what, but I'm immediately at literally we were sitting here listening to this before we recorded, and I was like, dude, every song, it gets better. Yeah. And so I will be definitely, on first listen, it's that good that I will be buying it at some point. Mm-hmm. So, badass record.
Yes. And then, so, pretty much, I didn't get any Record Store Day actual releases at the Record Space, but I just still found so many gap fillers in my catalog and everything that I've been looking for. So I got Cure, Faith. Actually, didn't have it. Got it now. Very sad. The kind of goth.
Yeah, it's the Cure.
Yeah, but that's the early. That's no pop really.
Yeah.
In this. But I'd fill in my Alkaline Trio. So got Alkaline Trio, From Here to Infirmary, black vinyl.
Great album.
Good
it's my favorite Alkaline Trio album, probably.
It is. It's one of the powerful three, the first three. But then I went and got with Kiss Alive 2.
Can't go wrong there.
No. Great deal. This was half off, so that was awesome. Been trying to fill out my David Bowie collection, so I had to grab a used copy of Let's Dance. And also a really good pressing from 1972 of David Bowie, The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust and Spiders from Mars. The cover's not in great shape, but the record has some weirdness on it. There's some weird things around.
Yeah, you were showing me that.
But I cleaned it up, and it sounds amazing.
Yeah, it sounded pretty good, yeah.
So, yeah, it's good pickups on those. I mostly really took advantage of the great deal they were having there and got that big stack of records for not a lot, but not a lot. So it was awesome. So that was all my picks I got there at the Record Space.
Some nice picks, brother. Yeah. I went ham.
Yeah.
I went ham.
Yeah.
So we're just going to get right into it, and I'll start off with my only actual Record Store Day exclusive pick that I got is the Turnstile New Heart Designs EP. So it's like just like other takes of their songs from Glow On. So we got Mystery, Alien Love Call, and Underwater Boy, and they're amazing, like reimagined songs. So I'm a Turnstile's one of my favorite bands, and I'm a completist of this band, so I had to have it, and looking forward to spinning it. And we'll just get right back into it with some other stuff that I bought here. So I don't own this. It is from 1996, the 7-inch Blink 182. They came to conquer your anus. So from 1996, had to get this, and I just want to point this out. Pretty cool on the back of the 7-inch. I think it's funny. It says Tom Dr. Jellyfinger DeLong, Scott, is that your stick Rainer, and Mark Speed Bumps Hoppus. And it says Speed Naked Bumps. Photos of Your Mom by Blink 182. I just think that's pretty funny. I'm a big Blink 182 fan, so I just had to get get this for complete the collection, and definitely the coolest thing I've picked up all day. So I've been trying to get more into movie soundtracks, and this is one of my favorite movies ever. I'm not saying it's the best. I'm saying it's one of my favorite movies, and this is Howard the Duck soundtrack, OG press from 1986, I believe. Yeah, 1986.
Yes.
What a movie. Had to get the soundtrack. Even comes with the original poster, which we're going to show it because it's that cool. It's my man Howard here.
Look at him.
Look at that legend.
Oh.
Great movie. I don't care what anybody says. I loved it. I remember watching it you remember when, we would get those, we had DirecTV and we'd get those free. You get a free weekend of Stars and HBO.
Oh, yeah.
And it would be our Showtime and it would be on there. So I would just...
Dad would break out the VHS tapes and record the good movies.
Again. So we would be... those were the days. So I'm not even going to try to put that back in there now. I'm just going to move along.
That's the only... I'm not a big fan of these resealable sleeves. They're a pain and they get dirty and gross.
And then, we're going to Blink 182 again. I've never owned this, just to complete the collection. To me, it's their second studio album. Some people say their first because
what's their first?
I think Buddha's their first album. Yeah. Some people say that's just a demo album, but I'm going by the band because the 9 album they did with Matt Skiba, 9 was initials for their 9th album. So this to me is their second album. So Blink 182, Cheshire Cat has great songs like Eminem's, Toastin' Bananas, Finta Zuler, Touchdown Boy, Strings. Just a great early Blink album. And then here's a new album that I've been meaning to pick up. They are also playing it off-Broadway December 3rd. And this is the new Angel Dust, brand new soul record. This right here is an amazing record. If you love Turnstile, if you love Trapped Under Ice, if you love all the cool shit that's going on in Baltimore, you'll love this.
If you want to hear a really cool combination of different genres of music together, like they do it well.
Justice Strict,
it's not my favorite.
Is a legend.
I appreciate it.
So check this out, Angel Dust, brand new soul. Also see them live at Off Broadway in St. Louis, December 3rd. And here is the album that I couldn't turn down. That
I'm at fault for this.
You're not at fault.
I know, but I found it and showed it to you.
This is my favorite record by this band. I have to have it. I've never seen it on vinyl. I don't know when this last time it's been repressed, but this is a limited 1,000 copies of the second album by Angels and Airwaves, I Empire. This is my favorite Angels and Airwaves album. This is what I said to Ridge in the car. This is an album that I can just throw on whenever. Yeah. I love this album so much, and I love this band. This is when Tom got his delay pedal and started listening to U2 and The Cure and The Police, and he made these great records. Yes. So, and then here's another record that I almost bought before Record Store Day.
That's good. Good call.
And I'm glad that it was here because I literally almost bought this online. But this is the debut. Absolutely.
So there you go.
And this is the first H2O record from '96, released on Blackout Records, but this is the Bridge 9 repress. So it's like silver, it's like a platinum. I think I'm going to pull it out. It's like a silver platinum deal here. So I think that's pretty cool. So I'm glad I was able to pick that up. to complete my H2O collection, because if you listen to this show, you should know by now, I like H2O a lot. The water and the band. So,
I didn't get any color vinyl at Record Space.
You did not?
No, it was all black.
See, I haven't even got to put these in my own sleeves or put them in outer sleeves. We just literally got back a few hours ago. Yeah. So
I've been well, you went and watched the Mizzou game.
I went and watched the Mizzou game.
I've been in the basement cleaning records forever, on and off, hanging out with my kids. But yeah, for what good 2 hours you just hung out while I finished cleaning the rest of my records.
Oh, and you listen to a lot of cool stuff. I found out about Leatherface. Now I'm going to buy it.
Showed them some cool stuff.
So
this one
right here is a Grail as well. Another soundtrack. One of my favorite movies ever. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Secret of the Ooze. I believe this is a reissue on Waxwork Records.
Yeah.
What a cover here. I'm going to pull out the vinyl because it's too cool not to pull out.
Yeah, dude.
You already put me in it, got me in a sleeve and everything. Look at that. Beautiful. And we already spun it. It even has Ninja Rap by Vanilla Ice on there. So that was and
it sounds good.
It sounds
really good.
This is great music if you're just like chilling, drinking, hanging out. And we're both Ninja Turtles fans, so this was like pretty fun for us.
Yeah, because you went to go watch the game, and I was like, if Cohen, my son, like sees this, he's going to want to put it on. Yeah. So you let me put it on, and we came down here and listened to a little bit of it. Had to put on Ninja Rap, then he was happy with that one.
And then I got a few CDs at the Record Space. An album that I've never seen out in the wild ever. It's kind of rare because I don't think it's ever been pressed on vinyl. And this is H2O's album Go from 2001. This is their major label album. I think it's a great album. I know some people out there don't like it, but I think it's a great album. And they cover Madonna Like a Prayer, so it's badass. You already know. And I had to pick that up. And here we go, more H2O. I didn't have Thicker Than Water, so I got it Thicker Than Water as well. I went for a lot of, what I also was going for today was completing collections of bands that I love.
And that's what I think we both similarly did that, because you got discounts like that. That's a good time to go and fill in your catalog.
And then also, if you watch this channel at all, I love Hatebreed. So I had to pick up The Divinity of Purpose. This is an album that's released, I think, back in 2013. I'm not super familiar with this one, but I had to pick it up to complete the collection. And looking forward to spinning this one. This one was on Razor and Tie. I forget that they were on Razor and Tie for this record.
Whoa.
Yeah, I think this was back in 2013. So I can't believe it's been 10 years.
Holy shit.
So great album. One of the best bands of all time to me. So those are all my picks from the Record Space.
Yeah.
I spent some money, but it was worth it because I needed these things.
So after that, we were kind of debating. We're like, should we go to Joe's Records, which also did a collab episode on the ATI on that one. Joe's an awesome dude, really cool record shop. And it's more than a record shop because you've got the most band t-shirts you'll ever see in a mall, and posters, all kinds of cool stuff, back patches, buttons. But because we had spent so much, we were just like, maybe we shouldn't. We should just not go to Joe's, but I wanted to. So this is where I had the majority of my RSD Black Friday picks, which was just 2, because it's being good. But I seen this one. I thought it was really cool to the idea of all the people playing on this album. I hadn't heard it. I didn't know if it was going to be any good. But it was the new Matt Cameron, who is the drummer from Soundgarden. Soundgarden until Soundgarden broke up. Then he joined Pearl Jam and played with Pearl Jam. I think still to this day. But this one is called Gory Scorch Cretins, which it's play on the Melvins album, which is really cool because about this King Buzzo, Dale, and Steven, the current bass player from the Melvins, are all on this record. And you've got there's like at least 2 other musicians I'm not very familiar with. I know they play in like a Seattle-based band. But yeah, and then also on the back of it, they put a little dedicated to Taylor Hawkins, which is cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
But
yeah.
I was really interested in it, and it was decently priced. I think this was like $24 for a brand new vinyls. Anymore is pretty cheap.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I debated on buying this because technically I could just get it online from Relapse for cheaper than this, but it was really pretty. I don't know. Thought it was really cool. But that's Death's individual thought patterns. I actually don't have this, and it filled the spot in my Death collection. So now I only need like
2 albums we checked earlier.
I need Symbolic. I need them to do a repress of Symbolic or Sound of Perseverance,
which is a great title.
Yeah. So yeah, I just went ahead and got it because it's super cool looking. But I didn't even realize that the vinyl was going to look like, or like the record was going to look like this. It's like the most strange splatter. I don't know if it'll come through on the camera, but it almost looks like this like cloud, like lightning coming through clouds, like towards the inner little label and shit. But yeah, it's cool. I'm sure it's going to sound good because it's basically the last remaster they did, just pressed onto this. So it'll be awesome. But yeah, that was the only 2 things I picked up at Joe's. There was a lot of other things I wanted to get, but I was trying to show some self-control.
Self-control.
and
I
did because I probably just would have
I threw that out the window on the way.
Shit the bed. You were calling it quits. You weren't going to buy anymore.
And then I did because Joe's is a cool place. I loved the episode you guys did with Joe, by the way. Yeah. Got to talk to him today. Very nice guy. We got to talk a little Kiss.
Mm-hmm.
So that was cool. Always cool to meet and talk to a fellow Kiss fan. But I picked up a few more CDs here because have you ever done this before? Where whatever album is playing in the album, I'm going to get to that in a second, the album that was playing in Joe's while we walked in, and I was like, I've been meaning to get this album for the longest time. Yes. It is one of my favorite albums. I can't believe I don't own it. I always talk about how this is one of the best albums of the 80s. I think it should be in everybody's collection. I'm going to be that guy. But that's Peter Gabriel's So. Absolute masterpiece. And I should be shamed for not having it until now. Because I heard In Your Eyes and Big Time and Red Rain. And I was like, Sledgehammer, all these great songs.
Sledgehammer is such a good song.
Absolutely.
Big Time rolls too.
Big Time was the theme song for WrestleMania 22. And that is why I became a Peter Gabriel fan. Because that was the theme and I was like, Big Time. I was like 10 years old, So, and then obviously it's a, very deep, complex album. There's like a Kate Bush feature on.
Really?
I think Kate Bush is on here.
Whoa.
I will, don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. But I want to say Kate Bush is on a song. Don't Give Up. But great song, great album. I had to buy it because I didn't own it. I want it on vinyl too. So, and then here, what do you know? More Hatebreed, For the Lions. This is one of the coolest cover albums ever made. If you want to hear a badass Metallica, Obituary, Marauder, Madball, Sick of It All, Negative Approach, so many great covers on here. So, For the Lions, if you have never checked it out, and then. I've been at a big Anthrax kick as of late, and great band. I saw Scott Ian riffing. They're in the studio, and I was like, for the last 2 weeks, been listening to nonstop Anthrax. So I picked up this sealed, brand new, because I didn't own this EP or their first album, Fistful of Metal and Armed and Dangerous on Mega. This is on because they were originally on Megaforce. Yeah, this is like a. I guess a split thing they did. Yeah. So it's got the first EP and their first album, and it has on the EP it has "God Save the Queen," which is a Sex Pistols cover. Yeah. So, and then listen to the song "Metal Thrashing Mad," Death Rider, the I'm 18 cover.
Oh yeah, the 18 cover is like my favorite. The whole album. That's my favorite Alice Cooper song.
Very underrated Anthrax album, Fistful of Metal, and then. My favorite of all time. Had to pick this up because that's Daryl Hall and John Oates, Marigold Sky from '97. I didn't own this. I haven't owned this record till now, which is pretty cool about this album is that it's a promo copy. If you can see there, so it's only for promotional use. So I guess back in the day, they would give radio stations. Is that what it was for?
Yeah. So you get promotional things, either that for like reviewers, reporters.
Okay.
And and radio stations. We get promo copies, like usually earlier, I believe. Or
yeah, so that's pretty cool. I love to have a promo. I don't know why, but I've always liked when I get a promo copy.
There's
of
something cool about it.
Yeah,
it's just like only so many people have this.
Yeah,
and I have it.
I have an Anthrax, John Bush era. It's the Stomp 442 album. I have a promo copy of that on CD.
Nice.
So, but yeah, Daryl Hall, John Oates, Marigold Sky, a very interesting, cool record. Because Hall and Oates by the late '90s were. They weren't on the charts like they were in the 80s, but this is a really solid album. And I suggest if you're a Hall & Oates fan, check it out. So that is all that I got at Joe's. But it's a great place.
Yes, it was.
Record Space is a great place. It was a great day. We thought we'd come with this episode because it's Record Store Day.
Yeah. Just
and we wanted to plug local businesses.
Yeah.
So.
And we did, and we gave them lots of our money. Which is good. They need that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
And I got to fill some holes in the collection. We're amassing a library here.
Yes.
Because if, we go into a zombie apocalypse or something,
we're going to need those.
We still have the music. I can listen to Marigold Sky, which actually until like last year, this wasn't on streaming.
Well, we're going to have to figure out how to do a generator and stuff.
Yeah, whatever.
Because the grid will go off. And then we'll, I don't know, you could probably get like a hamster wheel to run like a turntable. As long as you got that motion.
Yeah.
Should. Maybe. I don't know.
Plan on having another episode of some new releases and other new picks that we got recently, because I want to talk about the new Fuming Mouth, Koyo, Blink album, Bayway, all cool new shit that I got in. Yeah. And you got some cool new shit in as well. Maul, we both got the Maul EP. So and that's there we go.
I want to show it off. We'll talk about it on the next episode, but the new Maul Desecration and Enchantment on $20 spin. Fantastic. We'll go more on that, but
that's a great segue to promote their show. Less than a month now. December 15th?
December 15th.
Where's it at?
It
in St. Louis?
At the Platypus.
I've never been in the Platypus.
I've never been there.
Looking forward to being there.
Yeah, I know it's a small room kind of thing, bar style show.
Okay.
I can't remember the bands because I thought they were on the tour of Sentence to Die. So I thought Sentence to Die was going to play that, but I can't remember what other bands are playing. But Maul will be there, and that's awesome. So, yeah.
And also wanted to, as the day of we're recording, last Friday, I was at Red Flag seeing Body Snatcher, Amur, and We Came as Romans. And sorry, forgive me, but I cannot remember the very first band. I apologize. They were dope too. But it was cool to see Amur, one of my favorite bands. And, of course, Amur's guitar player, Joshua Travis, is a St. Louis music legend.
Yep.
And we were walking out of the Red Flag last Friday, and we were like, me, Jake Leahy, and Blake Worley, friends of the show, walking out and saw Josh there, and we were like, chopped it up with him and got a picture with him. And just want to say you were super cool. Nice to meet you in person. And you have incredible stage presence, great guitar player. Love the last two records you've done with Amur, and it was a great show. So it was cool to see him, meet him, and see Amur. And then on Sunday, I went to another show. I saw Pain of Truth, Vomit Forth, Life's Question, and Direct Measure, St. Louis Hardcore. Shout out to them. At Off Broadway, was not a fan of the no stage diving thing that happened, but it was still a great show. Violent, people moshing hard. Got my glasses ripped off, but it's part of it. Love it.
You guys face busted.
There was bloody noses.
I was going to go to that show with you. I needed a mental health day,
but it was a great show. Sick lineup, and loved every band that played. So just wanted to plug those shows and what we got coming up. And I think we wanted to do another episode, like I just said before. And then we have our top albums of the year.
Yep, coming up at the end of December with Barrett of ATI Podcast. It's like my favorite time of the year. I'm so ready for top 10.
It's getting to that point. My list is pretty set, but there may be some stuff creeping in. But there was so much great music released this year.
It's been tough. This is the toughest top 10 for sure.
It's way tougher than last year.
I've done top
by
10
far,
albums
for me
years now, and oh man, because I still have like 2 albums coming that I'm probably gonna have to do some
changing of your list.
Yeah, but that's not a bad thing. So much good music. That's always good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and
so that's what we got coming up. Yeah, so that we're going to try to pump out another episode, then do
be episode 20.
Episode, yeah,
with the album, the special album, with our top 10 albums.
With our top 10 albums will be our 20th episode.
20th episode. So
that'll be cool.
Very cool, and support ATI Podcast, Barrett and Josh and Brandon his channel as well.
Edaw's Empire Sorry.
Do all that. Support those guys, and
he makes amazing artwork, paintings and stuff like that for D&D and tabletop stuff. It's awesome.
And that's episode 18. And until next time, we'll see you.
Hey, this is Josh from ATI Podcast. For show updates and news about the podcast, follow us on social media. You can follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/ATI Podcast 22, on Twitter at podcast_ATI, on Instagram at the ATI Podcast, on TikTok at ATI Podcast. DMs are always welcome. Have a question for the show? You can always email us at atipodcastquestions@gmail.com. Stay safe out there.
This is Barrett from the ATI Podcast. Each week, Josh and I discuss current events, pop culture, music, TV, movies, politics, sports. Nothing is out of bounds. You can also tune in to learn about rising artists, small businesses. Whether it's music, graphic design, filmmaking, or even a brick-and-mortar mom-and-pop shop, we will be spotlighting folks and their endeavors. Listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, Anchor, or anywhere you enjoy your podcasts. Just search ATI Podcast. We would like to thank you for your continued support, and as always, please stay safe out there.